If you have your life savings sitting in a traditional bank account, or if you're carrying any balance on a credit card right now, you need to listen very closely. You are being actively targeted. Wall Street banks are quietly preparing for the largest consumer debt crisis in modern American history, and their mathematical survival plan involves trapping you in a cycle of endless payments. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are exposing the 2026 banking and debt trap. We are going to look at the terrifying, unvarnished numbers that the financial media is desperately trying to hide from you. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how the system is engineering your poverty, and I will give you the exact tactical blueprint to break free before the credit markets completely freeze and lock you out of your own money. For the last year, politicians and Wall Street executives have been patting themselves on the back. They look at the stock market hitting all-time highs, they look at corporate profits, and they confidently tell you the economy is stronger than ever. But they are looking exclusively at the wealth of the top 1%. If you look at the reality of the middle class, the American consumer is completely suffocating under a mountain of high-interest plastic and phantom debt. Let's look at the brutal, undeniable data. As of 2026, total United States credit card debt has violently smashed through the $1.25 trillion mark. This is an absolutely catastrophic number that has never been seen before in economic history. The average American family is now carrying over $6,500 in credit card debt month to month. But the total debt is not the real trap. The trap is the interest rate attached to that debt. While the Federal Reserve plays games with baseline rates in the media, the banks have quietly jacked up the average credit card interest rate to a staggering 21.5%. And that is just the average. For millions of borrowers with less than perfect credit, that rate is 24, 27, or even 29%. This is not a free market. This is legalized loan sharking. You need to understand the dark psychology of how credit cards are being used in 2026. This is no longer a story about irresponsible people buying designer clothes and taking luxury vacations they cannot afford. The system has fundamentally changed. Today, the middle class is using 25% interest credit cards just to buy basic survival goods. They are swiping plastic to pay for eggs, milk, gasoline, and utility bills. When a family is forced to finance their Tuesday night dinner at 25% interest just to make it to Friday's paycheck, the economy is not booming. It is completely broken, and it is resting on a ticking time bomb of unpayable consumer debt. And credit cards are only the visible part of the crisis. There is a massive, invisible $70 billion bubble hiding in plain sight. It is called buy now, pay later, and it is creating a generation of phantom debt. If you have shopped online recently, you've seen the buttons at checkout offering to split your purchase into 4 easy payments. Nearly half of all millennials and Gen Z are now actively using these services. But the reality is terrifying. People are no longer just splitting the cost of a new laptop. Recent data shows that 36% of young adults are using buy now, pay later for daily essentials like groceries and gas. This debt does not show up on your traditional credit report. It is invisible to regulators, invisible to mortgage lenders, and often invisible to the borrowers themselves until the payments all hit the bank account on the same day. Over 60% of users are currently juggling multiple buy now, pay later loans simultaneously. 1 in 4 users has stacked 3 or more of these loans at the same time. People are financing a $40 grocery run into 4 installments because they literally have zero cash left in their checking accounts. This is a symptom of total financial exhaustion. And then we have the auto loan nightmare. The exact same consumers who are drowning in credit card debt and phantom grocery loans are also sitting in cars they cannot afford. Auto loan defaults have skyrocketed. Over 5.5% of all auto loans are now 90 days or more delinquent. People are driving cars with negative equity, meaning they owe the bank $10,000 more than the vehicle is actually worth. When the engine breaks or the transmission slips, they cannot afford the repair. They cannot trade the car in, and they simply stop paying. Let us do the math that the banks pray you never do. let us look at how the minimum payment trap is designed to steal your life force. If you have a $6,000 balance on a credit card at 24% interest, and you only make the minimum payment every month, it will take you over 17 years to pay it off. 17 years of your life. And in that time, you will pay the bank more than $9,000 in pure interest. You will have bought that original grocery or gas purchase 2.5 times over. The banks do not want you to pay off your balance. They despise customers who pay their statement in full every month. They call those people deadbeats. The banks want you trapped in the minimum payment cycle. It is the most profitable financial product ever created in human history. You are literally sacrificing hours of your daily physical labor to pay for the private jet fuel of Wall Street executives. And right now, in the middle of 2026, this massive debt bomb is starting to detonate. We are currently seeing credit card delinquency rates hitting their highest levels in over 15 years. Nearly 13% of all credit card balances are now in severe delinquency. People are simply walking away. They are choosing between paying the credit card or feeding their children, and the banks are losing. When millions of regular people stop paying their credit cards, auto loans, and phantom debt installments, who takes the hit? The banks do. But it is not the massive, too-big-to-fail mega banks that are bleeding first. It is the small, regional, and community banks. They are holding billions of dollars in toxic consumer debt, and they are quietly facing a massive liquidity crisis. This is why you must protect your capital right now. If regional banks start collapsing under the weight of bad consumer loans, credit lines will freeze overnight. This is exactly what happened in 2008. Your credit card limit could be slashed from $15,000 to $500 without any warning. If you're relying on a credit card as your emergency fund, your safety net can legally be deleted by a bank algorithm in the middle of the night. So what have we learned today? We have learned that the $1.25 trillion credit card bubble is not a sign of a strong economy. It is a trap designed to extract your labor. We have learned that invisible buy now, pay later loans are masking the true poverty of the middle class. We have learned that 24% interest rates are mathematically impossible to out-earn. And we have learned that as defaults skyrocket, the regional banking system is quietly shaken, threatening to freeze your access to capital. You must take extreme ownership of your debt today. You cannot wait for the government to bail you out because the government only bails out the banks. Here's your hyper-aggressive, step-by-step defense blueprint to escape the debt trap before the system breaks. Strategy number 1, you must execute the Avalanche method immediately. You must stop treating all your debts equally. Take out a piece of paper right now and write down every single debt you have, from the highest interest rate to the lowest. You pay the absolute bare minimum on everything else, and you throw every single available dollar, every bonus, every tax refund, and every side hustle income at the debt with the highest interest rate. It does not matter if the balance is large or small. You must kill the 25% interest rate first, because it is an active cancer bleeding your net worth to death. Strategy number 2, weaponize the 0% balance transfer. If you still have a decent credit score, you must use the bank's own game against them. Many institutions offer credit cards with a 0% introductory interest rate for 12 to 18 months on balance transfers. You must aggressively move your high-interest toxic debt onto this new card. But listen to me very carefully. This is not a license to relax. You are simply freezing the enemy. You must use those 12 months of zero interest to attack the principal balance with absolute ruthlessness before the promotional period ends and the trap springs shut again. Strategy number 3, you must call the hardship department before you miss a payment. The biggest mistake Americans make is waiting until their credit is already destroyed to ask for help. If you know you cannot make the minimum payments next month, you pick up the phone and call the bank today. You ask to speak directly to the hardship department, not regular customer service. You tell them clearly that you are on the verge of financial collapse and considering bankruptcy. Often they will temporarily lower your interest rate to 0 or 5% and put you on a fixed payment plan. They do this because they would rather get some of their principal money back slowly than watch you default entirely and give them nothing. Strategy number 4, you must go on a strict cash-only diet. You have to sever the emotional connection to spending money that you do not have. Delete every single saved credit card from your phone, from your web browser, and from your favorite shopping apps. Delete the buy now, pay later apps entirely. If you want to buy something, you must physically hand over cash or use a debit card tied directly to funds you actually possess. You have to force yourself to feel the pain of the transaction again. The 2026 economy is a highly engineered machine designed to transfer wealth from the working class to the financial elite through the weapon of compound interest. The only way to win this war is to completely refuse to play their game. You must become debt-free. You must starve the banks of their interest payments, and you must reclaim your financial independence. If you are sick and tired of the banking system stealing your future, hit the like button right now. What is the most insane interest rate a bank or a credit card company is currently charging you? Let me know your exact numbers in the comments below. I read every single one to see exactly what these corporations are doing to your community. To stay ahead of the next financial collapse and learn how to truly protect your family's wealth, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on. Stay aggressive, kill your debt, and I will see you in the next video.